Okay, sir. Okay.
So have you decided upon the syllabus, Madhvendra? Is there?
Hello.
Yeah. Have you decided upon the syllabus?
No, sir, not yet. Today we will
So
tell
you,
you, sir.
so you let me know. Huh?
Yes, sir.
See, we have covered mm, model number one is covered. Model number two is covered. Model number three we will be finishing by this weekend.
Okay, sir.
And as per the uh, norms, minimum 40% syllabus has to be kept
Okay.
for the unit test one. Minimum 40%.
Okay, okay, sir.
So accordingly, you let me know.
Yes, sir.
And pattern you are aware, isn't it? That
No,
question
sir,
number one,
not.
I will tell it is 20 marks test. So question number one is 10 marks and question number two is 10 marks. Question number one is having, you have to solve 5 questions, 2 marks each.
Yes.
So that's 10 marks. And there will be option of 2 or 3 questions. So 5 questions out of 8 questions.
Okay.
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 So that comes to total, that comes to 16 marks. Correct. 2 8 and 16.
Yes.
And then question number two will be, brief. You have to
Mhm.
solve 2 questions, again 10 marks, 5 marks each out of 3.
Okay.
So that is 15 marks. So that means with option, what will be the total uh, marks?
Mm, 16 plus 15, no?
Yeah, 16 plus 15, that will
31.
be 31. 31. Okay.
Okay.
So if you want, I can increase question number 2. May you can increase, that is out of 4, 2. That can be done. So
Okay.
it can be, so it,
Easier.
it will be out of 36, you have to solve uh, 20 marks, isn't it? So question
Yes.
number 1 will be 2 marks each. Out of 8, you have to solve 5. And question number 2 will be 5 marks. And out of 4, you have to solve 2.
Two.
So that will be the scheme. Now let me know the syllabus. Hmm. One, two, three. We'll
By
be
today.
completing. Today, tomorrow, no time, as per your convenience.
Okay.
And you discussed with Sahil also, since you had asked. So that's why I'm asking you. Even
Yes.
I think
Yes.
Rutika also had asked me. Rutika also had asked me. He had
Yes.
messaged me.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So you discussed with Sahil also,
Yes. Yes.
and
I'll
let me
discuss
know.
it with the client myself.
Yeah. Hmm?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we can start now.
Yes, please.
So we were discussing grinding. We'll be completing module 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3 in this week. Yes. I'm just opening the presentation. Now you copy down this. This is most important. And all the lectures will be uploaded on the YouTube. Sahil, I'll give the link. Are you there, Sahil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'll give the link. YouTube links. Lecture
Okay,
one,
sir.
lecture two, lecture three, like that.
Okay,
So
sir.
that
As per the
at
way.
your convenience, you can, yeah. Is this screen visible? You just copy down this or try to mm, imbibe.
Okay, sir.
Screen is visible, no?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Uh, just try to understand this. It will take 2 3 minutes. This is very important. Almost 7 or sometimes 10 marks question in your university paper, not unit test. Unit test to 20 marks ka rehta hai, you can unit test we can ask only 2 marks and 5 marks only, not beyond that. This is the specification for the grinding wheel. Okay, let's proceed. This is the specifications of the grinding wheel. So the first, that is prefix, stands for the manufacturer's symbol, like Grindwell Norton. Grindwell Norton is the manufacturer of grinding wheels. So they will write their own symbol, G. Then second stands for the abrasive type. Yesterday I told you there are four types of abrasives: aluminum oxide, silicon carbide, then CBN, that is cubic boron nitride, and then diamond. So if it is if it is C, means you are telling that it is silicon carbide. Then you have third letter, which corresponds to abrasive grain size. Grain मतलब जो दाना ना, जैसे कि गेहूं का दाना. So these wheels are made of you know small particles. So like polished papers, you must have seen that carpenters uses. Some are very fine, some are very fine, some are only fine, some are very. So if you want to remove the large material, then you go for the rough one. That is called the coarse. So coarse is from 8 to 24. Then medium is from 30 to 60, and then fine is from 70 to 180. Like just imagine like polished paper only. Polished papers are available 800, sometimes even 1200 also. The 1200 are very smooth, very fine. So now this 36 stands here. So 36 now this is medium. Huh? The grain size is medium. Then you have another letter, that is it indicates the grade. So now in grade you look down here. Grade means here. So soft grades are classified under soft, medium, and hard. Soft, medium, and hard. So letters A to L are reserved for soft. Then from M to U is reserved for you know medium, and then remaining there for the hard. So now if it is L, L is for the medium one. So the grades are classified under three categories like soft, medium, and hard. If the material is hard, if the material is hard, then you have to use soft wheels. If the material is soft, then you have to use hard. Generally, in workshop for general purpose workshop, we use medium wheels. Medium wheels. You must have seen the pedestal grinder, and on the pedestal grinder, on the shaft, the two wheels are mounted. Two wheels are mounted on the right hand side and left hand side. One is aluminum oxide and another is silicon carbide. So on and by default, normally the wheels which we are using in workshop, a general purpose workshop, is of medium and of I mean the grain size is also medium and the grade is also medium. Then structure. Next symbol stands for the structures. So structure again 1 to 5 corresponds to dense, and then afterwards it corresponds to open. Now what does it mean? Structure means it is the spacing between the two grains. See, in a grinding wheel there are a lot of grains. The wheels is made up of grains और grain को हम लोग चिपकाते हैं. That is what is called as the bonding, and that is how the grinding wheel. And of course, it is not as easy what I am telling. There is a technology, but just to make the things clear. So, if it is dense, that means it will be closely packed. Closely packed. Like in chemistry, we say, no, there is hardly any gap between the two grains. And if it is open, there is, the two grains. Ample amount of gap means it will not be seen by eyes. Of course, you have to take the lens magnifying lens, because if there is a too much of gap between the grains, then the grains will obviously fall down. And so again, if you want to have a good surface finish on the component, if you want to have a good surface finish on the component, then you have to go for the dense structure. And if you want to have a rough surface finish, then you have to go for open. And remember, if it is rough, that means material removal rate is high. If it is fine finish, that means the material removal rate has to be less. It's a contradiction. If the material removal rate is very high, then you cannot get good finish. You have to make finish. So you have to have a trade-off. If you want to have a very fine finish, then the material removal rate is also small. You take fine cuts. Fine cut, then only you get a good finish. Like when you do shaving, so the last cut, we just move our razor, again and again on the cheek area, so that you get a good finish. So that time the bite or the material removal rate is less. So that's how you get a good finish. So you can see here the open structure. Structure means it is the gap between the two grains. Open structure will give the rough finish, and that will yield high material removal rate, and exactly opposite for the dense one. And then, as I told, the grains को चिपकाया जाता है, and that is what is called as the bonding. And there are various types of bonds. That is, it depends upon the what kind of material we use. Like in the market also, I'm just giving you an example just to make you understand. Like we have Camlin ka glue, which is used for sticking your papers, isn't it? If you have Fevicol, which is used for this wood, and you have कौन सा रहता है that permanent joint के लिए Feviquick करके आता है, that is for the permanent joint. So what I'm trying to tell you that there are different bonding materials in the market which are used for joining papers, for joining metals also, sometimes the sealants are also available. So in the same way, there are different, bonding techniques. There are different bonding techniques to bond the grains. Like you have vitrified silicate, rubber, oxychloride, resinite, and so on. So depending upon that, the symbols are given and it is abbreviated, like V, silicate, RF, etc. Generally, V is most commonly used. V. That is for the verified is most commonly used. And then manufacturer's record, manufacturer record, that is 23. This is something like the ID, See, identification and traceability is the most important. Identification and traceability. That is, you should be able to, if accident happens, in the workshop. Suppose the abrasive wheel broke, then you should be able to identify. You can identify who has supplied. But then, like manufacturer, if he wants to investigate, see why it has broken or why it is not giving proper fuel, then he must identify from which batch it is, when it was manufactured. What is the manufacturing, philosophy? Even not only that, now the identification traceability is so strong that who has manufactured, the name of the operator, the name of the supervisor, who had supervised, name of the manager, in which shift it was done. Everything, all the details, can be tracked, and we can investigate the reasons for the failure, whether it was, ignored by the operator, by the supervisor. Because अपने पास चलता है टेक्नोलॉजी रहता है बराबर ना, चलता है मतलब अरे थोड़ा माइनस रहेगा चलो मारो धक्का. Because production people, they are, their mindset is target. मेरे को 200 पीस बनाना है या मेरे को 300 पीस बनाना है. So sometimes they compromise on the quality. I don't care. चलो जाने दो. I have seen with my own eyes also on the assembly lines of the automobiles. I don't want the name of the company, but I have seen the assembly lines of the automobile. One bolt had literally fallen down. The six bolts were to be clamped for a particular sub component, sub assembly, and one on the assembly line, one component fell down. I was just standing there, and the operator, the at every workstation there are 2 3 operators. So दूसरा operator बोलता था अरे let me see where it has fallen. The operator in front of him saying अरे जाने दो because it's a running line. The vehicles comes after one after other. जाने दो कुछ नहीं होता, एक बोल गिरेगा तो फिर nothing will happen. See, this is what is our mindset. Had it been Japanese, they would have stopped the line. They would have stopped the line. They would not immediately, something comes like this, immediately they press the red button. The red button. So that is what is called the visual control. Moment red button, then everybody, runs to that particular workstation and they attend to that problem. No chalta hai habit. Nothing like that. And that's why if you see, the product which are same like the Japanese plant, product which are manufacturing Japanese plant. If you see, I don't know, but the life you get is high as compared to products which are manufactured in China or even Singapore or in India. You compare the same product, like you take a TV, Sony TV, and they have plants across globe. They have plants in Japan, they have plants in China, in India, in Singapore, everywhere they have. But and they have done this survey. They have done this survey. Why the designs is same, manufacturing technology is same, everything is same. Instead of that, why the products which are manufactured in Japan they are longer lasting? This is the reason. No chalta hai habit. Try to approach, try to manufacture zero zero across zero. There is nothing. We cannot manufacture zero zero, but the Japanese philosophy is like suppose if the tolerance is 50 plus minus 0.05, then always try to stick to 50.00. USA they will say 50 plus minus 0.05 tolerance दिया है ना तो चलो point plus minus 0.05 में है ना तो 50.05 भी चलेगा 49.95 भी चलेगा. इंडिया में अरे 0.06 अरे 10 माइक्रोन ही ज्यादा है ना, माइक्रोन ही ज्यादा है ना, चलो जाने दो. And this is what deteriorates the quality. And sometimes the accidents also happens. So this all, sorry for that, this all came from this last symbol, manufacturer record. So identification and traceability is very strong tool, and this symbol helps for the same. There is no, we can go on talking, but uh, but time doesn't allow to talk much. So since that was very important, and I wanted to give more time for that, so that's why I took in the beginning, because then when I come to the close, end of the lecture, uh, at subconscious level, I try to uh, hurry up. I try to run. I don't wanted to miss that. So this we are son. So what are the grinding wheel parameters? Grinding wheel parameters are nothing but the grids, bond, and the pores. Grids and grains. I told you the grain size. The grid size. You know now, isn't it? Then bond means that is the bonding of the grains. And then pores or voids means this corresponds to your structure. That is, what is the gap between the two grains. Now just try to read out this types of abrasive materials and understand this. This is very important. So these are available, naturally. So as I told, there are four important abrasives. I repeat it again: aluminum oxide, silicon carbide, then CBN, that is cubic boron nitride, and then this diamond. Now, out of which some are available in the nature, and some are artificially made. Like aluminum oxide, which corresponds to this, corundum, alumina. Mm. Alumina is nothing but the sand what you find across the beach. All this is available. Core alumina, quartz, diamond is also available naturally. Of course, not not as abundant as your alumina. Silicon carbide is artificially made. Silicon and CBN, that is cubic boron nitride, these are artificially made. Mm. Synthetic material matlab, which are made in the plant, in the manufacturing plant. So you don't worry about these classifications. What you have to again, you have to just remember that there are four types of abrasives: aluminum oxide, CBN, SiC, that is silicon carbide, and diamond. These properties, etc., are not important, but earlier slides were important because we don't want to go too deep. We don't want to go too deep because here in this level, we're trying to cover everything. So just remember these averages: aluminum oxide, how it is made, that is silica, sand, petroleum coke. Don't bother about this. Then CBN, again, don't bother about this. Bonding, polycrystalline cubic boron nitride. This is the actually procedure. If you want to learn, if you want to go in deep, you can refer to the Hadra Chaudhary also. Some of you have purchased it, and that Hadra Chaudhary machine tools to I tried to search the soft copy. Even I told Gauri also, but he could not get. I think they purposely don't allow soft copies. They don't publish. Otherwise, they may lose their business. I mean, nobody will buy it. So don't go into the manufacturing of these averages unless you want to set up your plan. Just remember aluminum oxide, then CBN, that is cubic boron nitride. How aluminum oxide is made, don't worry about that. It is just this presentation is there. You can also read from the Hazard Chaudhary also. There they are given just nice. That is made from bauxite, which is available naturally. It is mixed with coke. Coke matlab apna not soft drink. It is uh, koila, and it is burned for 15 to 25 hours at this is the temperature. Then where it is used, aluminum oxide, it is used for high tensile strength materials such as carbon steel, alloy steel, high speed steel, mild steel, stainless steel. This is the material on which you have to use this aluminum oxide. You peoples are actually lucky because you are the first. This is the first batch, isn't it? As per the revised syllabus, the paper will be, uh, I mean, easy because you don't have any past paper to refer, and you don't have any past paper to refer. So you won't have any idea what type of questions will be asked. Hmm. Because normally the questions by this time you might have understood that except IIT exams, mains exams, and advanced exams, the questions are repetitive. 10th bolo, 11th bolo, 12th bolo. So if you study last 5 6 years question papers, you understand the trend. You know, and sometimes you can even predict the paper also with at least 75% accuracy, 75 to 80%. SSC papers, so you can predict up to 90%. If you study proper, the trend, you can predict what is going to be asked next time. So how generally, the aluminum oxide you can understand, by looking at the color of the bits. Yeah. Generally, the gray one, gray or blackish color, these are silicon carbide, and the whitish and the pinkish colors, these whitish or pinkish colors, they are aluminum oxide. So two wheels are mounted on the pedestal grinder in the general purpose workshop. So one is aluminum oxide and another is silicon carbide. So just by looking, of course it needs experience also. But this is a fair idea that color whitish or pinkish, dull white, it means it is aluminum oxide, and the grayish or blackish is your silicon carbide. Again, here it is given how the silicon carbide wheels are manufactured. So it is silica sand which is available in abundance, and coke koila at 2600 degrees Celsius. Then it is used for low tensile strength such as gray iron, chilled iron, stainless steel, glass, etc. etc. What you have to remember that aluminum oxide is for hard material, silicon carbide is used for soft material. Hmm. That's all. Don't go into much detail because if you're going into much detail, मतलब investment ज़्यादा और returns कम. ऐसा है. Too much of investment, and I mean investment means now your number of hours you will be studying. ऐसा. And returns mean not money. Returns mean marks. Don't misunderstand. Otherwise you may say investment मतलब पैसा डालना है और return मतलब पैसा मिलेगा क्या ऐसा. हाँ? So investment मतलब number of hours you study, and returns mean the marks you get. That is what is your. Then see, regular form is gray or blackish. Sometimes they also say green also. Hmm? Gray, green. So grayish, greenish or blackish. It represents the silicon carbide wheel. Read this. Grain size means what? So if you remember the slide which I have shown in the beginning, grain is nothing but the size of the abrasive particle. Hmm, Abrasive particle. So these are the important words here: coarse for the soft material and fine for the hard material. Hmm. Like everybody of you, everyone must have seen the papers which are used in carpentry, because you are done with machine shop practices. So you definitely have used the polish paper, and at home also you must have seen how does the rough, how does the coarse polish paper looks, and how does the fine. So same is applicable for the grinding wheel as well. Hmm. Grain and grit is same. Grain and grit, don't be confused. Grain number and grit number is the same. Sometimes in the question paper it is asked, describe grain or describe grit, or what is grain number or what is grit number. So grain number and grit number is the same. Hmm. And this is the rain: coarse, medium, fine, and very fine. So up to 10 it is coarse, then 30 to 60 is medium, and then you have 70 to 80 fine, and 200 to 1000 uh, is very fine. So what happens to 20? Uh, So 20 comes both coarse, 65. Normally we don't manufacture like that. Normally they are manufactured up to 10, and then next is 30 to 60. So if somebody asks what about 11 or what about 12, that mathematics is not applicable here. Hmm. We don't have grids between 10 and 30, or between 60 and 70, or between 180 and 200. Hmm. Because of some manufacturing limitations. Hmm. So that's what your grid number is. Or it's a, here it is, see, mathematically here it is explained that grid number is nothing but a function of sieve size. Sieve size, sieve size. Sieve matlab chalni. Hmm. So if you see now here what happens, no, you cannot measure. अब हम लोग एक ग्रेन लिया, ऐसा वो गेहूं का दाना तो नहीं है या चावल का दाना नहीं है, उसको उठाया और वर्नियर से मेजर किया, because these are very small, these grains are very small. So how to decide upon this size? Hmm? Economical means, of course there are precision measuring tools for measuring this, but economically how to decide upon the grid numbers? So you allow uh, those grains to passes through the sieve. हम लोग sieve लेते हैं और उसमें we allow it to pass. And then every there are different sieves chalni. So the grains which passes through that particular sieve, that is the grade number. That sieve number is nothing but the grade number. So we have different sieves, 30 ka sieve, 40 ka sieve, 50 ka sieve, hmm, and we allow the grids to pass through that sieve. So as I said earlier, coarse grains are used for higher material removal rate, and fine is used for lower material removal rate and for the good finish. Hmm. अगर मटेरियल ज़्यादा निकालना है तो go for the coarse. If you want good finish, then go for the fine. If you are using fine, then material removal rate will be very less. Then these are the bonding types. What you have to just remember is the letters, and that too not all. If you remember all, it is fine. Because if it is a 10 marks question, that is explain the grinding wheel specification. If it is 10 marks question, then you need to give all, and it is very easy to remember. ऐसा नहीं है easy. But if it is 5 marks, then you do not give पूरा detail postmortem करने का जरूरत नहीं है. But if it is 10 marks, then if you want 10 on 10, then you should remember all the letters. And it is not that difficult. Like V for vitrified, R for resinite, rubber, shellac, silicate, oxychloride bond, metallic bond. These are the basic types. Now, every bond is explained. Again, don't look into this examination point of view. It is not that important. So how does the vitrified bond is made? That is, generally most of the wheels they follow, they have this vitrified bonds, almost 80%. Then followed by rubber. So depending upon the applications, what kind of to be done. Uh, the manufacturing is done. So sometimes the manufacturer, like suppose you are an entrepreneur and you have some special products with some special material. So for that, vitrified bond may not be useful. So you approach the wheel manufacturer, grinding wheel manufacturer. hmm, You discuss with them. So they will tell you which bond to go for. But generally, on the shop floor, 70 to 80% of the wheels they have vitrified bonds. So advantages are they are strong, porous. Then stock removal, that is stock removal is nothing but material removal is more. uh, then they are not affected by water, acid, oils, or normal cutting temperature, and they are rigid. So it can be used for high precision, and that's why because of these so many advantages, vitrified bonds are used commonly. Then you have resinite bonds. Again, it cuts the other properties. It can run at high speeds. Mm. So for high speed grinding, you have to go for resinite bonds. Stock removal is good. This is used for cut-off wheels because material removal is high. So that's why it is used for cut-off wheel. Cut-off wheel मतलब अगर आपको parting करना है part of एक component का दो टुकड़ा करना है, so you can either go on hacksaw machine, or if you want to do it very fast, then you have to go to this cut-off grinding machines. So cut-off grinding machine में you have to just hold the component and pass the grinding wheel. The grinding wheels are very thin, very delicate, slit type of grinding wheels. So they are used for parting off. Again, they are not affected by the alkalis or the humidity. You have rubber bonds. This is also used commonly, mostly in centerless grinding. I explained you centerless grinding yesterday. I am giving more time for this abrasive because it is very important from preparation point of view. Nearly 10 marks. Then rubber bonds are strong, and that's why it is used for very thin wheels. Where the width of the wheels is small, the rubber bonds are useful. So for the thin cutoff wheels, you don't have option other than rubber bond. Then you have shellac bond, mm, not commonly used. Shellac bonds, they are not, but they are used for camshafts. Camshafts, camshafts are used in engines. Mm. It is not crankshaft, so it's a camshaft. In engine, you have crankshaft as well as you have camshaft. I don't know how many of you are familiar, but there is something called as the valves, that is in two-stroke engines and four-stroke engines. There's something called the inlet valve and uh, exhaust valves. So there is a timing, fixed timing, opening and closing of the inlet and exhaust valve. There's a fixed timing. Inlet valve has to open at a particular time. That is when the piston reaches TDC just below. That is top center, bottom center. So that timing is determined, by the position of the cam camshaft, camshaft, and then shellac bonds grinding wheels. Right, shellac bonded grinding wheels are used for this camshaft. Mill rolls, mill matlab आपका textile mills. In the textile mills, there are heavy rolls which are used for in dyeing, in dye shop, where the cloth is passed between the two rolls. Even mill mean not only textile mills, it can be your newspaper also, newspaper, newspaper mill, like your Times of India. They have huge workshop. Indian Express, they have huge workshop. hmm, Paper manufacturing. So the papers are manufactured out of wood. Right, na? So they started from the wood processing. So wood का जो लगता रहता है, that is passed between two rolls. So those rolls are very big. So grinding of those rolls, For that, you have to use shellac bonded wheel. The stock removal is fantastic here in shellac bond. And then there are some miscellaneous bonds like silicated magnesite. Magnesite bonds are used for spring grinding. Springs means the springs which are used in locomotives. You must have seen coil springs, and which are very heavy. So for that, magnesite bonds are used. Then other bonds like silicate bonds are used where the heat generation is less. Hmm. Where the silicate bonds are used. Now, if you remember gate, so it was classified under three categories like soft, medium, and hard. Soft, medium, and hard. As I told, that soft grinding wheels, soft grade wheels are used for higher material removal, right? Medium grade wheels are used for and hard for the soft for the hard material and hard for the soft material. Hard material means after heat treatment the material becomes hard. Then hard wheels for the soft material that is in the virgin stage, that is in the nature stage. And medium is in between soft and hard. So A to H they are graded as soft. I to P they are graded as medium, and Q to Z they are graded as hard. So grade or hardness indicates, so it indicates this grade indicates the hardness of the grinding wheel, hardness of the grinding. So if the wheel is hard, it is used for the softer work material. Softer means like aluminium. Your mild steel is also soft, not for the stainless steel or not from the alloy, not for the alloy steels. Those are all hard materials. So for that soft wheel you have to use. Then where the coolant is used, or for the small workpieces, or for the rough grinding, you have to go for the harder wheels. Then structure. Structure is, as I told, it is nothing but the spacing between the two grains. Grain spacing. Grain spacing. Uh, So means they are all closely packed. The grains are closely packed. Dense. दबा दबा के भरा हुआ, मतलब अपना एक ब्रिफकेस लिया है, तो 2 किलो का ब्रिफकेस है, लेकिन उसमें हम लोग 5 किलो भर रहे हैं दबा के. That is what is dense. And open means like if you take cupboard, cupboard में हम लोग hangers घुसा रहे हैं, that is dense. Open means there is a gap of say half inch or 1 inch between two hangers. So same philosophy here. Dense and open means it is the spacing or the space between the grains. Then structures that is open structures is used for your harder material, and the dense is used for the softer material. Dense structure. So grinding actually is very vast, and then this is what is very useful, grinding wheel specification, because in the market the people understand this one, specifications. The barcoding is done as per this. The purchase engineer is understand this. So that's why purchase is not a work of uh, non-technical persons. That's why they need in the purchase they need electrical engineer, mechanical engineer, production engineer, electronics engineer. ऐसा है कि purchase is non-technical job. ऐसा नहीं है कि shop floor ही technical job. Purchase is a techno-commercial job. You go for that. Planning is also a technical job. You must understand how to plan. You must know what are the machine specifications, which job will go to which machine. Rather, I will say you should get experience of 1 year only on the shop floor, and then you should switch over to these areas, purchase. And this. I am telling 1 year that you get to know, all the workshop practices, what are the machines and this. After 6 months, so you are doing in plant training in your final year, and then remaining 6 months, when you come out of B, uh, you can do 6 months shop floor training, and then you can go for this, because shop floor is not a good for at least for the B holders. because there you have to, you will be always busy with completing the production targets. So you will be little away from the, technology. You have to always chase the workers. You have to always chase the people. बस उनको खाली मटेरियल देते रहना है और they will go on producing. So not much technical. But whereas if you go for this planning, design, research, purchase, these are, we say it's white collar job, but these are really, technical jobs. Technical. Even marketing is also a technical job, where you have to convince the, person technically what are the features. Otherwise, even non-technical, graduates also can sell. But there is a difference between uh, marketing done by engineer and marketing done by non-engineer. Rather, marketing is the most, technical job. Then what happens after continuous, continuous use of the grinding wheels? The grains comes out, grains निकल जाते हैं, grains निकल जाते हैं, and then you see a glassy surface on the wheels, and that is what is called as the glazing. That is what is called as the glazing. You see a glassy surface on the wheels because the grains जो sharp रहता है, it goes on becoming blunt हो जाता है, and it because of the heat and because of the forces, the grains निकल जाते हैं, है ना, size कम हो जाता है, so that bonding whatever we are seeing, that is not effective to hold the grains. And then you get a glassy appearance. That is what is called the glazing. Again, important from examination point of view. Explain glazing, explain loading. So whole this grinding is important. Then loading मतलब क्या होता है? The chips जो निकलता है. Now here in grinding, the chips are in the form of the powder. You don't get chips what you see in the lathe machine or what you see on milling machine. It comes in a powder because the bite means the allowance is not very high. We generally don't keep more than 0.3 totally. Like suppose if my size is 40.00H7, that is 40.00 plus minus 0.02, then my, grinding size will be 40.3 maximum or 40.2. That's all. So if I consider 40.2, that means there is a stock of 0.2 in total. That means 0.1 per side. So maximum depth of cut is 0.1. That's all. So it comes into the powder form, and that powder, abrasive powder, stucks in the grinding wheel, and that reduces the cutting efficiency of the grinding wheel. And this phenomenon is called as the loading. That is, the wheels get loaded with the chips or the powder, material powder. That is what is called the loading. And then it becomes subsequently inefficient. And then definitely we need to dress it. Dressing is nothing but ये जो glazing है and जो loading है उसको हम लोग निकालना है. So usually the dressing grinding wheels itself is hard, isn't it? So you need to use diamond dressers. The diamond will cut this aluminum oxide or silicon carbide. So you need to dress this. तो ड्रेसिंग मतलब जो ग्लासी सरफेस है या जो लोडेड है, that you have to remove it. So with the help of the diamond dressers, you take cuts. Like अपना सिंगल पॉइंट टूल है, वो हम लोग ग्राइंडिंग व्हील में पेडेस्टल ग्राइंडर के पास जाते हैं, वहाँ पे हम लोग रीग्राइंड करते हैं. So same phenomenon, the grinding wheel also after few work pieces it gets blunt. So you need to dress it. So dressing मतलब जो blunt हुआ abrasives है, grains है, उसको निकालना है. And the powder which is embedded, powder workpiece powder which is embedded inside the grains, that has to be removed. So that is dressing. That is dressing. And then truing. Now what happens truing mein? That now since grinding wheel is cutting. So initially when it is fresh, that time it is perfect round. Perfect round means it is concentric to the bore. Grinding wheel is mounted on a shaft. Okay. So the outside diameter is perfectly concentric with respect to the bore. Now you know what is concentric. Huh? That concentric is also called as the true. That means OD is true with respect to ID, or we say OD is concentric with respect to the ID. That is what is called as the truing, or that is what is called as the concentric. Now what happens when you cut say 10 pieces, 20 pieces or 30 pieces, it becomes out of round. It becomes out of round. Okay. It becomes oval or it becomes elliptical. Then that makes your wheel unbalanced. That creates additional forces on the machines. Hmm. And that causes vibrations, chatter marks, and sometimes accidents also. So in this case, and noise also. So you understand when it becomes, when you see a chatter mark or when you see vibrations on the workpiece or when you start listening to the, noise, then you can understand that wheel is out of round. So you have to dismantle and again true it. Now true it nothing but you have to dress it using diamond tool so that it becomes concentric with respect to the board. So in grinding wheel you have to mount it on a shaft, okay, and then you have to use dressing tool, okay, and then you have to check whether it is concentric with respect to the board by keeping a dial indicator. You have to just fix up a dial indicator, just touch it to the OD and just see whether it is running out or not. Okay, so you have glazing, you have loading, and you have truing. Hmm? Truing, which needs dressing. And then balancing is very important because if it is something is unbalanced, that creates excessive forces on the spindle, on the shaft, and machine vibrates and it creates a chatter mark. So wheel should be balanced. So once you grind it or once you dress it, you have to keep it a shaft and you have to just rotate it. You have to just rotate it, and by rotation, just give thoda rotate karo and just see whether it reverses the direction. If it reverses, that means it is unbalanced. But if it doesn't reverses and then comes to the stop, then it is perfectly balanced. If it is unbalanced, then वो थोड़ा आगे पीछे clockwise counterclockwise घूमेगा and then it will come to rest. Means it is unbalanced. This is what is done manually, a low cost technique. There are balancing machines which gives how much unbalance is and at what angle you have to at what angle it is unbalanced. So both where is the unbalance and how much is the unbalance. So balancing machine gives both the parameters and accordingly you can give the decision. So we'll stop here. If you have any doubt, you please ask and you can go for the break because then we are going for this is done with the grinding. Then tomorrow we'll continue with the another finishing processes, honing, etc. If you have any doubt, you please ask. Otherwise, you can take a break.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, a side. Yeah. So you just coordinate for the syllabus and let me know at your
Okay, sir.
convenience.
Okay.
And by today or by tomorrow, I will give the links, YouTube links. So all of you, please see those links. Subscribe, give your comments, like, unlike, वगैरह जो भी है. All right.
All right, sir. All right.
Other teachers they are giving you they have given you the syllabus. So, like that.
Uh, yeah, sir. Somewhat.
Okay. Fine. So just coordinate. Thank you.